a fintech hub has been launched in Lagos, Nigeria, by UNDP. UNDP is United Nations Development Program, and they've launched a fintech hub in Lagos, Nigeria, which is part of its $1 billion initiative to support Africa's technology startup. So, why are we launching a fintech hub in Lagos? And what exactly is it going to do for fintechs? Okay, I have an additional question, but let me let you answer this one.
Okay. So, like you said, it's the UNDP's. They are committing $1 billion over the next couple of years to Africa, and yes, it's starting with fintech. But what they are doing is they are identifying, I'd say, hotspots. So, what country is noted for specific developments, right? What are you well known for? And then they put a hub there. So there are some, I think there are about 6 to 7 hubs across Africa. Nigeria gets the fintech hub for obvious reasons.
Okay.
Other countries get like other sectorial hubs. So your question was why a fintech hub?
Yeah.
That answers it. But why? And I've also answered why Nigeria. What would it do for the fintechs? So I think it's important to clarify that the fintech hub doesn't serve Nigeria alone. It serves the entire continent. So what we have currently is, I think, 43 startups, if I'm not mistaken, who will be working over the next couple of weeks. Is an accelerator / and bootcamp. So they are currently in Lagos. They're going to be working with the UNDP team to refine their products. And at the end, I think they get about $25,000. So it's not just in Nigeria or a Lagos thing. Lagos was chosen because Nigeria has made significant strides in fintech, and like these guys are coming from across the continent.
I mean, I'm glad that you said that they are starting fintech, so they're probably going to other. I mean, they'll go into other sectors for other African countries,
Obviously,
focusing on the strengths that those African countries have. So, for example,
the hubs are already mapped.
Oh,
They are already mapped. So it's not a fintech is the first that they are launching.
okay.
So they are already mapped. The other hubs are they're probably going to launch sometime in the year, but they are already mapped.
Okay. So, what challenges do you foresee for this fintech hub?
Challenges.
Yeah. Will it really bring about the fintech innovation that they are planning to create? Is fintech still? I mean, like you mentioned when we're talking about the remittance fintechs, is the innovation of fintechs, is it still based on technology or something else entirely?
Well, okay. So I guess the question you're trying to ask is, do we still need more fintechs?
Something like that.
And I would say yes, we do. I'll say yes, we do. And the reason is very simple. Yes, we've had a lot of fintechs, but they've tended to be concentrated in one place. And what is fintech? Basically, financial services delivered through technology. So we have a lot of other financial services that we need to start thinking about. There's wealth management, which we are not seeing a lot of. So the likes of PiggyVest, Cowrywise, what do you call them? Bamboo, Rise. We have startups like that. There is insurance or insurtech, as some people like to call it. There is I've talked about payments. Then there's call banking, fintech as a service, or banking as a service. There are just a lot of other fintech verticals that we can say need some, let's say, innovation. I actually want to see, like, I've been trying to get the composition of the startups that are part of the hub, just to see what the spread looks like in terms of their sectorial focus. And the reason I want to see that is just to know if there is still a concentration on payments and probably neobanks again. So yes, we do need more fintechs, but now what we really need is people who are
Different kinds of
building
fintechs.
for other, well, let's say, subsectors
Okay.
in the financial services industry.
So part of what they want to do with these fintech hubs or the hubs they are building all around Africa generally, something called University Innovation Pods. But given our educational facilities, right, on the continent, do you think these university innovation pods will actually be successful?
It's really hard to say. So on one hand, I like the idea of a university innovation pod. Yeah.
What would that even look like?
Well, let's say think of a CC hub in a university. Basically, that's what it's going to. That's what it will look like. Basically, something that's a place where students come. Basically, a place where students come. They maybe workspace. They have meetups, just something like that, right? Basically, a physical structure, a facility that kind of helps to spark innovation, spark connections and stuff like that. I mean that's what it's looking like right now. They could take it a step further and probably like have faculty that is drafted from the schools that they decide to cite it in, and then maybe those faculties like maybe creating a curriculum for people who want to go through it. There are a lot of things they could do with it, but like I said, it's you really can't tell yet whether it's going to succeed or whether it's going to fail. But I think it holds a lot of promise. So there's this VC fund. I think it's called the Investy Fund or something like that. I can't remember the exact name. And they primarily invest in startups founded by students, right?
Interesting.
And we probably, yes, I'm one of those people that will tell you should get a job before building a business. But if we have people who go through these hubs or these innovation pods, get introduced to entrepreneurship, to technology really early, that could help. I mean, hopefully you're not joining it at just as you're about to leave school. But we have stories like the the Ethereum guy.
That was what came to my mind.
What's his name again?
This the Russian dude.
You can't put before. Yeah, Vitalik.
Vitalik.
Yes.
Ethereum, yeah.
So we have such a story, and there are a lot of others of students. Well, everyone uses Zuckerberg, but we have stories like that of people who started off really successful businesses while they were in school, really successful startups while they were in school. So this should help with that. And considering what the population bulge that we expect to see over the next 2 to 3 decades, it makes sense. So yes, I am hoping it's like the execution is where that's where all the work is. If it's executed properly, with the right partners, then I think it has a huge potential for success.
I mean, I just really hope that the universities do not frustrate those efforts, especially if they are not going to like use existing facilities in those. Say, for example, they want to like build those physics. Yeah, that would make sense.
Well, I mean, they could use one. They could use existing infrastructure. I mean, what they choose to use is really not an issue. But like, the most important thing is like the execution. Who are your partners in doing this? And then what are the modalities for the engagement? I think those are the two major things that will determine whether it succeeds or not.
What's the name of that dude that gave the Ethereum guy?
That's Peter Thiel. Oh, by the way, I think CCO even had something like that. I think it was at what's it, Solari University or College of Education. The CCO had a similar initiative. I don't even know what's up with that. I haven't heard much about it, and it would be interesting to go look at what the results of that collaboration
Mm.
was.
Yeah,
But I think that's probably a pointer
for those who don't know
to what it's.
what Peter Thiel does, I think he asks
That's a
like
problem.
if you are willing to leave school and
It's your
then
fund. You get 120k
you
and
get
then
120K
you drop out.
and then drop out.
Someone should have done that to me when I was in school. I'd have willingly dropped out from Unicap.
I'm not certain that I'll not embezzle your 120K.
Pity you. I've been behind bars right now.
They play.
Spending your productive years behind bars.
Yeah, but it's very, very interesting stuff, and some really good things came out of it. I mean, I think the Ethereum story was probably the biggest one.
I'm trying to remember the names of some of these
Others.
startups that came out, but I think they had the Figma guy. Yes,
Oh,
I think they had the
cool.
Figma guy. Who else? I think they're like 2 or 3 unicorns. No, I think more than 3 unicorns
Wow.
came out of that experiment.
So that money is like investment,
Basically, like it's just money to go figure out your idea.
but he like gets a stake.
That I can't remember if it's a stake, but
If he's getting a stake,
whether he's getting a stake or
then
not. Like it's
those are
so
really
he's one of
good
the people who
investments.
he's one of the people who think or who say that the education system
Mm.
is broken. So this is like their way of fixing it. I don't entirely agree with that pattern, but obviously it has created a lot of value. So unfortunately, it's difficult to argue against results. But I'd rather an innovation center in a university where students are encouraged to like experiment. If it works out, fine. If it doesn't work out, you move on to the next thing. Because I mean, 18 for a lot of people. Okay, I don't know about Nigerians, what age, but like between those ages, 16, 17, 18, you don't have a family yet, except your few foden. Sorry, if you don't watch football, sorry for you. But except your few foden, you do not have a child at the age of 21. So you do not have like major responsibilities. You can take major risk at that age. Hopefully, don't drop out. Don't drop out from what are you school again? Full year, ba? Yeah. Hopefully, don't drop out from full year. Anything you see, just take it like that. But to listen to the full episode of this podcast, visit podcast.techpoint.africa or search for Techpoint Africa Podcast on your favorite podcast platforms.